In a difficult moment, I want to keep circling back to the stocks of high-quality companies that we know are in great shape because they just reported excellent numbers. Companies like Tandem Diabetes Care, which makes high-tech insulin pumps that diabetics can monitor and control via a mobile app. When you combine their product with a continuous glucose monitor, like the kind that we always talk about, Dexcom, which has been a good stock, by the way, it's almost like having an artificial pancreas. Now, Tandem has been an incredible long-term performer, emphasis on long-term. The last time we spoke with the company in early March, the stock had rallied nearly 2,000% over the previous year. Yeah, that's right. Just over the course of January and February, the darn thing doubled. I was worried that Tandem might need to take some time to cool off after such an epic move. And sure enough, the stock has spent the last few months trading in a pretty tight range. It's actually down $15 from its highs in March. And now that it's pulled back, I think it's kind of looking pretty attractive, especially since Tandem reported a fabulous quarter last Thursday night, something that's gone mostly unnoticed thanks to the market meltdown. The company delivered a monster bottom line beat, sales up 173% year over year. In response, the stock immediately popped 8% on Friday, but it's now given back every penny of those gains and then some, thanks to the sell-off. In other words, you're actually getting the unbelievable blowout quarter for free. So let's check in with Kim Blickenstaff. He's the executive chairman of Tandem Diabetes Care. Find out more about these results and what they mean for the future of his company. Mr. Blickenstaff, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate being here again today.
All right, Kim, I have to tell you that the analysts were dazzled. BMO was saying it's probably the greatest beat ever. All these guys were going nuts. Do you think that what happened, I know I can't actually talk about stocks, that's me, but that there was a muted response in terms of the stocks. Could that just be your company's stock has had such an incredible run that everybody already knows how great the company's doing?
Well, I would say in your opening comments, you sort of had it correct. There was just so much global uncertainty in this earnings period, and Disney missed as well. And so I think there's just some, investor sort of hesitation now. People are wondering whether we're headed into a recession. It has nothing to do with what we're doing. We don't sell in China. We don't make in China. All of our fundamentals are intact. And in fact, our year-over-year sales rates in Q2 accelerated from Q1. So we're in an acceleration mode. And I don't think people really appreciate that yet.
Well, I searched for reasons, and I started thinking a high-quality problem. Is it possible that demand is too great and you can't meet it?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, that is probably the only thing under our control that could disrupt this growth. And we've been looking at this. We've been looking at internal projections. And we have a very, very solid manufacturing team. We're prepared for the demand. And we have, ranges of volume that we think we need to get to stay on track and handle all this growth.
A lot of talk, of course, about where people build manufacturing. I saw that you put it in Boise. Yeah, could you have done it in China and you decided to do it in Boise because of the new regime in Washington?
No, actually, what's going to Boise is a customer support group. That's a very attractive area. We want to build within the time zones where we serve customers. So that's not manufacturing. The manufacturing is here in San Diego. Sure, we could go to China, but we haven't. We need to control the product quality. That's very important. There's a very unique device. And we need to have our manufacturing near our development engineers so there's proper coordination and good focus on quality. So that's why it's here.
Okay. So you think that it's possible that if you want great quality, you have to make it in America?
That's the way I feel about this particular product. Absolutely. This is not a cookie cutter, generic kind of a product. I mean, it's very complex and engineering changes constantly as we make improvements.
All right, so Kim, tell me how you get accelerated revenue. Is that because the partnership with Dexcom? Is that because of awareness? Because I feel a lot of people don't know that you do indeed have the best mousetrap.
Well, yeah. We talked about this last time. Only about 30% of type 1 diabetics are using a pump. So we are going to expand that market where we actually are. We call those multiple daily injectors coming over to a pump. That was a big part of our growth. And part of that dynamic was having the G6 with no finger sticks combined with our basal IQ. The product is simpler, it's far more effective, it makes insulin safe, and so we're expanding the marketplace. The other thing you just talked about awareness, we recently released our clinical trial results at the ADA, the NIH clinical trial on Control IQ. I've never seen a crowd that big in my career here at Tandem. The awareness in the medical community was broad and widespread, and we didn't have that with basal IQ. So Basal IQ surprised us, and I think Control IQ will as well.
Okay, that's for people. That's the American Diabetes Association. It was a rather remarkable presentation study. 30% of the 1.6 billion people with type 1 in the United States. I was listening to Miles White from Abbott. The actual worldwide population for type 1 is gigantic, right? It's really a monster, unfortunate problem.
Yes, it is. And the type 1 part of this marketplace is also big worldwide. I think he may be talking type 2 or maybe combinations. But we're finding that in Europe, it's a very significant market for us, and we are, gaining traction in that market as well. That's one of the drivers of our upside and our revised guidance as well, Jim.
Yeah. Okay. And then one last question. When you do talking about when you look at these new studies that you're doing, I'm trying to figure out when you offer pivotal data, what's the time period from pivotal data to when it's in the market?
Well, it's the FDA gating time frame, and we're predicting we'll have approval this year. And then traditionally, how quickly could you launch that product? And normally it was a new hardware upgrade. With us, it's a software upgrade, so our launch will be almost instantaneous. I mean, that's one of the advantages of our tandem device updater that we talked about last time.
Well, that's terrific. This is unfortunately a terrible epidemic, and you've got something that really does work. Thank you so much, Kim Blickenstaff, Tandem Diabetes Executive Chairman.
Thanks,
Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
This may be one of those situations where the stock is its own worst enemy. It's up so much that even when they blow out the numbers, nobody cares. But they're going to care again soon. Stick with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on Twitter. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadTweets. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.